what are the behavioral tools that one can start to think about in terms of ways to modulate these, basically the way that DNA is being expressed and functioning? I've heard you talk before about hormesis of other sorts, cold exposure. We talked about fasting. We talked about exercise in broad terms, but what about any evidence, if it exists, as to whether or not aerobic training versus weight training?
Well, we know that aerobic exercise in mice and rats raises their NAD levels, and their levels of SERT, one of the genes, goes up. Two, actually, number 1 and number 3. But what do? I base my exercise on the scientific literature, which has shown that maintaining muscle mass is very important for a number of reasons. The two main ones are you want to maintain your hormone levels. I'm an older male, losing my testosterone and muscle mass over time. And by exercising, I will maintain that and have. In fact, I probably haven't had a body like this since I was 20. So that's one of the benefits of having this lifestyle.
There are data in humans that show that there are some males in their 80s and 90s where their testosterone is equivalent to the average of 25 and 30-year-olds. I can get you that information. It is really impressive studies. Unfortunately, they didn't include a lot of information about the lifestyle factors, et cetera. But this idea that testosterone goes down with age, it might be the trend, but it's not necessarily a prerequisite.
Right. I believe in naturally increasing and maintaining these hormone levels. And I've been measuring them for a long time. And I could see, for me, my testosterone levels were going down.
And then you got tenure and they went back up again.
No. I actually became complacent and it was the worst. Actually, my age changed in the wrong direction after that because I was relaxed.
Interesting.
And not worried about the future. But then I got serious and I actually, according to the Inside Tracker algorithm, got my age down from 58 to 31 in a matter of months. So that was a big drop. And I've been getting steadily younger over the last 10 years, according to that measurement, the blood tests.
What about estrogen? Because women are different in the sense that they do, the number of eggs that and the ovaries change over time, right? Do you think that they can maintain estrogen levels over longer periods of time using some of these same protocols?
But I'll tell you the science, which is that if you take a mouse and put it on fasting or caloric restriction for up until the point where it should be infertile, so that's about it, at a year of age, a mouse gets infertile, female mouse.
Due to fasting? Or no, due to simply to aging?
Due to aging.
Okay.
Due to aging. The fasting, it's not an extreme fast, it's just less calories.
Got it.
Then you put them back on a regular food and they become fertile again for many, many months afterwards. So the effect on slowing down aging is also on the reproductive system.
Interesting.
And so that I wouldn't say to any woman, I wouldn't think that they should become super skinny to try and preserve fertility. That's not what I'm saying. But these pathways that we work on, these sirtuins, are known to delay infertility in female animals. Case in point, I'm one of the lead authors on a paper where we used NMN. Remember, this is the gas, the fuel, the petrol for the sirtuins. We gave old mice, one group of mice was 16 months old. Remember, they became infertile at 12. Gave them NMN, and I think it was only 6 weeks later, they had offspring. They became fertile again, which goes against biology, textbook biology, which is that female mammals run out of eggs. Turns out that's not true. You can rejuvenate the female reproductive system and even get them to come out of mousopause, as we call it. So that's a whole new paradigm in biology as well. What I think is really interesting is that what we're learning from work that you and your colleagues have done, and in my lab as well, is that the body has remarkable powers of healing and recovering from illness and injury. And what we once thought was a one-way street and you just can't repair, you can't get over these diseases, you can reset the system. And the body can really get rejuvenated in ways that in the future we'll wonder, why didn't we work on this earlier? The future of humanity is more like us walking around like Deadpool. We'll probably be cleaner and we won't smell as badly, but Deadpool, if you don't know, can get injured and just recover. It's very hard to injure this guy. And we're going to be the same. There are many species, you cut off the limb grows back.
Salamanders or